Hey guys, it's Emma, and I know I'm cranking out the videos today, and I changed a little bit since my last one, but you know, that's just because in the last one I looked like absolute crud. So before we get started with the whole Life's a Twitch Share Your Story project sharing, I just wanted to see what you guys thought about me maybe like starting a whole throughout the day vlogging thing and compiling together. I don't know. I'm probably gonna do it just to see. I'm gonna try it out, and then I guess just to see so everyone can see how a normal day goes for me, and um, Tourette's and OCD, anxiety, depression, all of that. It's a big part of it. So now on to the Life's a Twitch Share Your Story project stories. Sorry. So I haven't gotten a lot in, guys. So I only have 3 so far, and one of them is actually a video from my good old friend Kat, who has a YouTube channel on here that I will link in the bottom too. She has a channel that focuses on OCD, and she gave her story for the Life's to Share Your Story project, and I'm gonna link to all of that down below here as well. But hers is a video, so that's why I'm not going to be like reading out loud hers. And then the other 2 stories that were sent to me were anonymous, so we're gonna start reading off those. Okay, so this first one is from Anonymous in August 21st, 2015, and I know it sounds like I waited forever to, you know, read this out loud on a video, but I've been waiting for other stories to come in, and there's only 2 to read, so, you know, I was waiting for there to be more of a compilation to actually put into like a longer video or something, but I'm going to read the first story from Anonymous. I grew up always having urges to clear my throat. My family started getting irritated by how much I started to do it. We asked my general doctor about it, and he put me on a medication that, now I know, had nothing to do with my Tourette's. My tics increased to crossing and squinting my eyes, cracking my neck and fingers, and squishing my nose. Finally, 4 years after I learned I had Tourette's, I started seeing a neurologist who put me on a medication that made me insane. I was only on it for 4 days. Throughout those 4 days, I felt like I wanted to hurt people all the time. Everyone sounded like they were talking to a fan, and my tics increased dramatically. People started noticing my tics for once, and one person said something in front of my whole class. Everyone started counting how many times I cleared my throat in a minute. I broke down crying and left class. I've noticed the more stress I'm under, the worse I become. I work every day to learn to stay calm and stress-free so I can keep my tics under control. Having Tourette's doesn't make you different than anyone else. I still play volleyball, tennis, and go to school like a normal teenager. So that was the first story that was actually sent to me last year. And you know, guys can go ahead and comment about that, and just make sure everyone knows, you know, you're not alone. And if any of you have gone through anything like that medicine that made Anonymous feel like they were talking into a fan and their tics kept increasing, like, you know, if you can share anything that's happened similar to you, go ahead and put that in the comments. And I'm gonna see if on my website I can somehow put in like maybe a monitored comment section, because sometimes people can be kind of mean, and I'm fine with that on my YouTube. At least they're being mean to me, but I don't need them being mean to people sharing their stories, you know? The next story that was sent in was actually Kat's video. And then the third story is from another anonymous person that was sent to me, looks like October 20th, 2015. And then there's been no more sent after that, so I'd really like for you guys to keep sending in, and that'd be nice. But anyway, the second story that I'm going to read off today is from Anonymous. In April 2015, when I was 13, I had been kicked out from my home and was living in a hotel with my father and older brother. I didn't want to live with my father due to drugs and alcoholism that had pulled me into a dark depression and suicide attempts. It was an extremely hard time, and all I wanted was to move in with my mom. The stress and anxiety of this triggered fits of uncontrollable noises and movements I had never had before. Well, I had always had compulsions and small little tics, but I just thought that they were from me being my weird hyperactive self. But when the symptoms But when the symptoms escalated to the point where it made it impossible to go to school or even function normally at home with the uncontrollable jerking and shouts, my dad took me to a family doctor. With a mild examination, she recommended me to a neurologist. An appointment that was made nearly 3 months away. Within these 3 months, my anxiety levels rose and fell along with my tics. Even in this hectic storm of confusion, I managed to convince my dad to spend most of my time at my mother's. When my appointment finally came, I was officially diagnosed with Tourette syndrome and generalized anxiety disorder. When my non-immediate family learned of my new prognosis, they actually tried to convince me that I was doing it all for attention, and had even switched around my appointments with my psychiatrist to mess with me. I know, messed up. Well, I have been put on several different medications and have learned to manage my tics to a point. I'm now living with my mother and getting help for my depression and anxiety, and I'm happier than I've been in my entire life. The one thing that I've learned through this whole experience is that you have to accept yourself as you are before anyone else can. Love yourself and let others love you, and go for what makes you happy, not what will make others happy. Okay, so that one was from Anonymous, and I know I tripped up on a few of the words, and I'm sorry. I've not always been great at reading out loud. But, yeah. So, if you want your stories posted, on the website, they're actually here on Life's a Twitch. There's the story that I just read. You know, you send to the email that I have linked in the website, latshareyourstory@gmail.com. And you can send me a video or just write out whatever. And even on my website, there's a place to write in your story. So please give me more. I'd love to share your stories, whether anonymous or not. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.